This evening, does the death penalty go, or does it remain a sleeping, fearsome giant that no one dares touch? Mayor of Linden and council are doing their best to address issues as they arise. City Hall pauses for strategic planning and stock-taking, puts major projects on hold. Nominees for the Local Government Commission to be announced tomorrow. In the region, in Brazil, Amazon's rainforest is in danger due to illegal logging. And internationally, Donald Trump finally sacks his campaign manager, Corey Lewandowski.
From SAFETV headquarters in South Rival Gardens, this is SAFETV Headline News with George Gonzalez.
Headline News is now being streamed live on our YouTube channel, as well as our website, SAFETVGuyana.com. Join us. All major projects at City Hall are on hold as the council works out more strategies to garner revenues. Andrew Weeks reports that City Hall's Chief Executive Officer, Royston King, made the announcement yesterday.
We're hoping to complete some of those projects within the next 2 to 3 months. As you know, we are in a really, we have a problem with resources, and that is why we're looking at new revenue streams, for example, the new parking meter project.
Tom Clark, Royston King. Those projects that are on hold are the Merrimon's Mall, recreational area, and the Kitty Market, which is 45% completed as council awaits materials to complete the market. The Durban Park is still under government's control, but Mr. King said council was working to get the park under their control.
The council is in discussions with government. In fact, we are preparing to take the entire that entire park over into our portfolio, and it will now become a city project which will be managed by the city council. In fact, we've already installed security at that particular security lights, that location, and we have a 24-hour security arrangement at that particular location.
The national park is also listed as one of the areas the council will control. As for the Stabrick Market Wharf and its operations there, King made the following remarks.
We are shifting the operations of the Clerk of Markets to that particular facility because, as you know, we're also getting ready to do major repairs and renovation to the Stabrick Market Wharf, and we will have to remove the office of the Clerk of Markets as well as those stallholders who have been using that particular facility for ages. So we have done the top of the market, that's the top story of the market, and we are now getting ready to shift the market operations across to that facility, as well as parts of the engineers department, as well as parts of the town clerk department and revenue collection, which would be the city treasurer's department.
Now that traffic meters will be placed around the city, it is hoped that the new local government commission, when installed, will see wisdom on this matter and not be influenced by external forces. George?
Thanks, Andrew. The application of the death penalty is something that President Granger has no plan of engaging in. He said he understands there are two sides to the coin, but explained that no one would face the gallows at his hands. Kingsley Bryan provides the details in this report.
The issue of abolishing the death penalty in Guyana has been receiving a lot of attention recently. There have been increased calls for the government to act swiftly in abolishing it, while others wish for it to remain to prevent serious crimes. Guyana presently still has the penalty entrenched in the books, but as a moratorium with special conditions attached. President Granger says that while this may be the case, his government has no intention of taking anyone's life.
The facts speak for themselves. The government at present has allowed the death penalty to remain on the statute books, but we have not actually executed anybody for a couple of decades, and I don't have any intention of executing anyone.
The president said he's aware and understands
that the death penalty is a deterrent. Some members feel it's not a deterrent, but David Granger doesn't have any intention of approving the execution of anyone. But some people feel that it is best on the books as a last resort.
There was a recent uproar over the death penalty after it appeared in a piece of legislation as a form of punishment. The new administration time and again has failed to establish a clear position on the issue when questioned. President Granger said that in due course, a decision would be made.
There's a difference, and there's no single statement out of the government whether it will abolish the death penalty or not. In due course, we will arrive at a position, but right now, I agree with you that there are two different points of view.
While the government is still undecided on its stance, a large number of human rights groups and international bodies continue to advocate for the death penalty to no longer be enshrined in our law books. George, this is their plea to the new administration. So far, there has only been a promise that no one will be executed under this new administration.
Thanks, Kingsley. The chief citizen of Linden says the new council is working assiduously to fix the issues affecting the town. Mr. Holland says great strides have been made in addressing a few of the main problems, but more needs to be done. Kingsley Bryan provides the details in this report.
The mining town elected a new mayor and council, and they have a serious task at hand. It has been touted the town was subject to grave neglect under the previous administration, and this gave rise to serious problems in the town. The new mayor and his team have been up in arms to restore the town.
Previous IMC chair, Mr. Oren Gordon, he did make some attempts, but he wasn't getting anywhere with the previous government, and which was taken away from Linden.
The mayor stated that he didn't know the reason why it was taken away, but it affected the town gravely.
On how we can move Linden forward, the education sector, we're fighting for a section of the University of Guyana to be in Linden, and there are many things we're trying to get going.
Holland highlighted a lot of things that were needed to develop a town of that magnitude, citing an increase in the town's subvention. He said the neglect of the town over the years had made their present task harder.
Linden's neglect has been for many years, and we ourselves are in such a hole in terms of bringing Linden back to the standard that it will take a few $1 billion.
The chief citizen said that his team was meeting with investors to seek out other avenues for development and was making a plea for others to invest in the mining town. Holland said he was pleased with the fact that the new administration has been open to addressing the issues affecting Linden. He stressed that the president and his ministers have been very instrumental in returning a sense of belonging to Lindeners. George?
Thanks, Kingsley. Coming up on Headline News after the break, General Registrar's office visits outlying areas, and woman found trafficking cocaine was charged today.
Everybody knows John Lewis Styles as the Levi's and Dockers store. But did you know we're also an authorized dealer for Nautica, Perry Ellis, US Polo, Natural Issue, Joffrey Bean, and many others. We also carry the Bruno and Drill brands, who are actually the makers of Express shirts, at half the price of Express. So the next time you think of men's clothing, shoes, and accessories, there's only one choice. John Lewis Styles. Simply different.
With a distinctive flavor, Umda Palka ghee is made from 100% pure vegetable oil. This Palka ghee is a delight when preparing sweetmeats and other dishes for healthy cooking with a rich buttery taste and aroma. It is used for religious purposes and is a principal fuel for burning. Umda Palka ghee is light, pure, with a real ghee texture.
Only at Kissoon's can you get the guaranteed offer of up to 50% discount on every item in their blowout factory surplus sale. 50% off for Guyana's 50th anniversary right through the year. Check it out at their spacious factory outlet at Reinfeldt Industrial Park, where parking is no problem. They're in the mood to celebrate at Kissoon's. Once you want it, Kissoon's will make sure you don't leave without it.
This place is really hot. What's wrong with your AC?
It's not working.
Well, we wouldn't be able to continue this meeting anymore because this place is extremely hot.
Wait, please don't go.
Here's a company you can call to get your AC fixed. Action Cool.
Honey, what's dinner? I had a hard day.
I'm sorry you had a hard day, but guess what, babes? I didn't cook today because the stove is not working.
Having trouble at home or at the office? Then call the professionals at Action Cool. Our fully trained technical team have the skills and experience in repairs of all air-conditioned units, refrigerators, gas stoves, washing machines, and a whole lot more. For further information, visit us at 86 Hill and Princess Street, Mandela Avenue, Georgetown, or call us on telephone number 225-7867.
Nominees for the Local Government Commission will be made known by tomorrow. More in this report by Andrew Weeks.
The long-awaited Local Government Commission is heading in the right direction. Minister of Communities Ronald Bulkan broke the news to SAFETV2 Headline News exclusively today. Listen.
What about this local government commission? I know that it is still on the table and that there's no movements about it right now. So what is happening? What is the latest with that?
Cabinet today will consider the proposed nominees to comprise the commission. So depending on what decision is made, that will be publicized by tomorrow or so.
The Local Government Commission provided for under Article 78A states that Parliament shall establish a local government commission, the composition and rules of which empower the commission to deal with, as it deems fit, all matters and regulation and staffing of local government organs and will dispute resolution with and between local government organs. But does this mean that the Ministry of Communities will have its hands tied on local government's matters? Minister Bulkan said,
not entirely, but some of the functions, the monitoring functions of local government organs will be transferred or vested in the Local Government Commission.
The Parliament had wanted to reduce the influence of central government by placing local democratic organs under the purview of Commission and not the Ministry, thus allowing the management of tongues and NDCs to be free from government's control. The local government bill was passed in the National Assembly in August of 2013 and got presidential assent. And to give you a feel of how reduced the influence of government's control is over municipalities, Minister Bulkan gave me an update on his thoughts on the parking meter matter at City Hall. Listen.
Well, actually, the council doesn't require any approval or endorsement from the central government. They are authorized under the law and legislation to initiate or institute an initiative or a measure such as this. So, it's, they have the jurisdiction and, it's a decision they have made and it's one that we don't have legal authority over.
Okay.
So, it's their responsibility and it's a revenue garnering measure for the council. And it's also designed to bring address the question of traffic management in the city.
So there'll be much shifting around in the coming months within the municipalities where offices are concerned. Both Stabrook and Kitty will experience change. In addition, City Hall will be taking control of parks and other places within the city, all in an effort to organize, modernize, and advertise Georgetown. City Hall is also asking vendors at Kitty Market to be a bit more patient as they will be heading back to their respective spots soon. George?
Thanks, Andrew. Outlying areas of Region 10 benefited from visits from the General Registrar's office to their communities. The visit saw a lot of persons being aided in their various registration issues, and even new registrations were completed. Kingsley Bryan has the details in this report sourced by Gina.
The General Registrar Office conducted the visits in a bid to take their services to the residents there. The communities to first receive the benefits of this visit were the riverine communities of Region 10, namely Kwakoni, Wuruni, and Wikikalkuni. The residents expressed their satisfaction with the move by the General Registrar's Office, noting it was very beneficial.
I'm glad about it because it's only 2 days ago down to London to try to get my birth certificate, because when the previous government was there, I go several times, right, and I spend a lot of money. Even a couple days ago, again, I go down, I left $5,000 again to go back again. You see how much money it cost me. And then from then on, I have to go down to town. That's what they told me, right? So now I'm glad.
Well, I feel real good because it's very hard for we in the river, we parents, with concern with children birth certificate, because it's the expense that we got to go through. And sometimes we pay and we get through that at the same time. Sometimes we spend days and we didn't even get through for the children the certificate. So it's a very good that they're doing.
This is the first time since I'm here, people from the certificate place come in to do certificate, and it's really good.
Tushao of Wikikalkuni, Anil Prasad expressed his gratitude to the government for the intervention and said many were aided financially by the initiative.
I must thank the GRA to give us this visit. It will benefit the community and the individual, at least for those who, like with the old age pension, even for the school children. I'm thankful so much.
The team conducted registrations for birth, marriage, death, and even late registrations. Corrections were also done to those issued certificates that contained errors. The visits are in keeping with a promise by the Minister of Citizenship and will see other communities benefiting. George, back to you.
Thanks, Kingsley. The 21-year-old woman who was caught trafficking over 6 pounds of cocaine was charged today. Last Thursday, Angelica Ford was arrested at the Eugene F. Correa International Airport with packets of cocaine strapped to her body. Ford pled guilty to the charge of drug trafficking when she was brought before the Sparendam Magistrates Court. On Tuesday morning, she was given a 6-year jail sentence and was fined $8.2 million. Her husband was also charged in connection to the crime. Ford maintained that her husband was not involved. However, he has pled not guilty and was remanded to prison until the 25th of July. Still ahead, our regional and international news.
Women's fashion trends change every day. That's why John Lewis Styles makes it their duty to source items directly from the manufacturing brand, offering you more choices and better prices. Women love to look great, whether it's for work or play. From clothing, shoes, accessories, to handbags, watches, fragrances. Let's make you feel like the only girl in the world. John Lewis Styles. Simply different.
With a distinctive flavor, Umda Palkagi is made from 100% pure vegetable oil. This palkagi is a delight when preparing sweetmeats and other dishes for healthy cooking with a rich buttery taste and aroma. It is used for religious purposes and is a principal fuel for burning. Umda palkagi is light, pure, with a real ghee texture.
Don't let this moment in history pass you by. Kissoons want every Guyanese home to showcase a new piece of furniture to remember this glorious event of our Jubilee celebration. Kissoons have gone crazy Every item is on sale right through this year in the Big Broad Factory Surplus Sale, up to 50% off for the 50th birthday at Kissoon's.
This place is really hot. What's wrong with your AC?
It's not working.
Well, we wouldn't be able to continue this meeting anymore because this place is extremely hot.
Wait, please don't go.
Here's a company you can call to get your AC fixed. Action Cool.
Honey, what's dinner? I had a hard day.
I'm sorry you had a hard day, but guess what, babes? I didn't cook today because the stove is not working.
Having trouble at home or at the office? Then call the professionals at Action Cool. Our fully trained technical team have the skills and experience in repairs of all air-conditioned units, refrigerators, gas stoves, washing machines, and a whole lot more. For further information, visit us at 86 Hill and Princess Street, Mandela Avenue, Georgetown, or call us on telephone number 225-7867.
In news from the region now. In Brazil, hundreds of square acres of the Amazon rainforest are lost to illegal logging each year. This affects the environment as well as displaces numerous Amerindian communities who rely on the rainforest to maintain their way of life. But one Amerindian group is standing up to the illegal loggers and miners encroaching on their land. Here's BBC News with more.
Nós somos o povo capó, morador da floresta. Por isso a gente tem que cuidar dela. A gente era de outra aldeia, por causa do madeireiro, né, que entrava muito aqui, a gente veio para cá, morar aqui, para ocupar o lugar, né, para o madeireiro não entrar mais. Já matou um parente nosso, esse daí foi muito triste para nós. Eu me sinto muito feliz aqui, né? Porque a comida é natural, né? A floresta em pé para mim é minha mãe. Minha mãe, eu vejo ela assim, eu olho, é muito bonito para mim. Tem os pássaros, né, que cantam. Quando é de manhã, né, eles se acordam junto com a gente. Quando eu vou na cidade é muito ruim para mim. É muito quente, a gente fica agoniada, aí dá vontade de vir embora. Aí. A gente tem medo, porque tem muito parente que já foi assim, né? Eles são índios, né? Só que já perderam a língua, né? A cultura deles, bem dizer. A floresta também pode desaparecer, né? Porque se a gente não cuidar dela, vai embora mesmo.
And, internationally, Donald Trump fired his campaign manager Corey Lewandowski. This is after Trump was pressured by his family and close advisors to do so. As some would remember, several weeks ago, Lewandowski was accused of assaulting a female journalist. Sources say it was this and other inflammatory actions that may have led to this decision to fire him. CNN's Jim Acosta has more.
The uprising against Donald Trump's sharp-elbowed campaign manager, Corey Lewandowski, had been building for weeks. Then, over the weekend, campaign sources tell CNN the mutiny began, with Trump's daughter Ivanka, her husband and campaign advisor Jared Kushner, along with Trump's sons and campaign chairman Paul Manafort, all pleading with Trump to fire Lewandowski. As one source put it, the family was not happy. Another advisor added Manafort, a Lewandowski rival, told Trump it's him or me.
Why were you fired?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that.
Lewandowski told CNN's Dana Bash he had no idea why he was fired, but sources say the family was outraged over Lewandowski's handling of Michelle Fields, the reporter he grabbed on video, leading to charges that were later dropped. Other campaign sources accused Lewandowski of egging on Trump's more inflammatory remarks, notably on a Mexican-American judge overseeing the lawsuits against Trump University.
This judge is of Mexican heritage. I'm building a wall. Okay, I'm building a wall.
As one Trump staffer tweeted, "Ding dong, the witch is dead." Lewandowski brushed that off.
In all campaigns, you've got detractors and you've got supporters. Things change as a campaign evolves. And I said to him, it's been an honor and a privilege to be part of this, and I mean that.
But the campaign shakeup comes after a brutal stretch for Trump, including sagging poll numbers weighed down by a series of unforced errors. The latest Monmouth poll out today shows Trump trailing Hillary Clinton by 7 points in a general election matchup. And while Trump advisors are downplaying Lewandowski's departure,
and I think, we're shifting to a new phase of the campaign as we approach the convention.
They're pointing to a new campaign structure that's now in place. Manafort is now fully in charge of the campaign right under Trump, while the roles of Trump's daughter Ivanka and her husband Jared Kushner are clearly growing inside the campaign.
Jared is a very successful real estate person, but I actually think he likes politics more than he likes real estate.
But Trump hasn't always taken their advice.
Ivanka would say be more presidential. And I started thinking, and I said, I can. Being presidential is easy.
The question now for the Trump campaign, GOP sources say, is whether the candidate will change as well, or just continue to stir controversy, like with his comments this weekend about the Orlando shooting.
But if you had somebody with a gun strapped onto their hip, somebody with a gun strapped onto their ankle, and you had bullets going in the opposite direction, right at this animal who did this, you would have had a very, very different result. Believe me, folks.
And that's SAFETV2 headline news for this Tuesday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to find SAFETV2 headline news on Facebook, YouTube, and SAFETVGuyana.com. You can also tune in tomorrow morning at 6:30 for a rebroadcast and Wednesday evening at 7 o'clock for more news. For now, I'm George Gonzalez, signing out from this newscast. Do have a blessed evening.